Okay, I'm dressed, I'm ready. It took me forever to decide on what shoes. I decided to go with a heel, but I definitely wanted to wear a sneaker. So I'm all ready. This is my conference look with my cute new bag and a coffee always. And here we go, class, here we come. As an esthetician, a business owner, and an instructor, I take education really seriously. I never want to recommend products or treatments just because they're trending. I want to understand why they work and how to get that real long-term result for my clients. Epionce has always stood out to me because of their clinical backing and their barrier-first philosophy. So I wanted to experience their advanced clinical training firsthand. They're also local to Boise, Idaho, and that just makes them even more near and dear to my heart. The training itself was incredibly well structured. We went deep into skin function, inflammation, treatment room protocols, how to create real clients' results. There was strong focus on barrier repair and ingredient knowledge and understanding how to actually support the skin instead of constantly pushing it. And something I really appreciated is it wasn't just about treatments, it was about long-term skin health and how to build trust with your clients through education and really diving into the research and the ingredients. Okay guys, so I made it back to the hotel. I'm so excited. I seriously cannot tell you that I just had the best day at conference. The speakers were amazing, the education was amazing. They gave us these really cool swag bags. And so I thought I would show you. First of all, the bag is so cute. Great canvas tote labeled Epionce, which I love. And then in it, they gave us great education material, which I've already taken out. They also gave us a daily tinted shield SPF. They also gave us a renewal facial lotion, the OG product. They gave us an intense recharge mask. I love this mask so much. They were talking about with 15 applications in 1 month, they saw a massive reduction in wrinkles. And I just thought, what an amazing option to try for like 1 full month. So I love this little guy. They also gave us an enriched firming mask. So I am so excited because literally doing this one and then doing this one, so good, such a good combo. And they gave us new hair clips. Look how cute those are. You guys, their branding is fire. So cute. They gave us this super cool pen, which I like. I used it today. Great gliding. It actually is a good pen. I'm excited. I'll use this in teaching. And then they gave us, look at this new brush. Oh my gosh, how cool. I am so excited to keep this in my practice drawers. And then a cute sticker, Epionce Pro Squad. You guys, I'm just like, this feels like a ton of product. Not only did I pay my admission and not expect anything, but I got all this swag, great education. They fed us breakfast, lunch, snacks, happy hour. I just feel like I'm leaving energized and excited, and honestly, I really feel like I love Epionce now more than I did when I came here, and I loved them so much when I came here. They had really cute t-shirts that said Dr. Carl's fan club, and I need one. So I'm gonna send my rep a message. And I can't tell you that if you really love something, definitely invest in their education, and it will come back to you, and honestly, it will just make you fall more in love with the brand. And that's kind of what happened to me. I've always loved Epionce. They're from where I'm born and raised, but now I just have more education, more tangible things to talk to my clients about, and a super cool swag bag. So I'm so excited. I honestly just had the best vacation. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's 10:45. I just got all my bags together. I am dressed to go to the airport, and I'm gonna get ready to head out. And seriously, I just had the best Epionce conference. I just learned so much. I feel like I got so much value out of getting to really sit and listen to the systems and the studies and any of the extra knowledge that they gave. And I'm just ready to go back home and see my babies and pretty much just get back to work, get back to the grind. Okay, I'm all dressed to go to the airport. I seriously had the best conference. I absolutely loved getting to dive into Epionce, dive deeper into their systems and more into their studies and kind of why they do what they do and why they use what they use. I feel like I learned so many good tips and tricks and I can't wait to bring them back into my practice. It's about 10:45 and I'm not gonna be home until 10 o'clock tonight. So this will start my day of traveling and I'm so excited to get home and see my babies. I seriously think some of the top 5 things that I learned from this training are so important to me and really hit home with me. I feel like if you're an esthetician and you feel the need to constantly bring in more devices, more treatments to try and achieve results, I feel like this training actually reinforced something very different. And honestly, to me, it just felt really validating. I think one of the biggest things that I actually learned in this conference, or just reminded myself, has to be that barrier repair is everything. I feel like you definitely have to focus on barrier repair. You can't out-treat a damaged barrier. It doesn't matter what device you're using or what treatments you're doing. If the barrier isn't functioning, right there lies your problem. If your skin barrier isn't functioning properly, your results will never be consistent. Something that Dr. Thornfelt really reminded me is inflammation is the real root of so much. Every skin condition really comes back to inflammation. Acne, anti-aging, psoriasis, rosacea, pigmentation, all of these skin conditions really come back to inflammation. And I think something that he reminded is not just visible inflammation, but chronic underlying inflammation. I think number 3 has to be simplicity creates better results. I really wanted to ask him what he does when his clients kind of come to a standstill. And honestly, clients really don't need 10 products. They need the right products and they need to use them consistently. Something that's really holding clients back is actually making our routines overcomplicated. Not finding a right routine for the right person in their daily life, because we want to make it affordable and the expectations where they can actually be met. Okay, number 4, let's talk about one of my favorite subjects, retailing. You guys, retailing comes from confidence, not pressure. Honestly, when you actually understand what you're recommending to a client, it really doesn't feel like selling. It honestly feels like you're guiding your client and taking time to build trust with them. I think something with Epionce that stands out far and beyond is his clinical research as well as his ingredients. He is absolutely cherry picking the top of the best ingredients, finding the best ways to grab them and to formulate them, and then testing his final product to make sure it's really working and doing what he says. And I think when you know that this product is gonna work, it makes it easy to recommend to your client. Okay, I think number 5, that being consistent is going to beat a trend every time. Our industry is gonna be full of new trends and new innovations, but being consistent is going to be the most important component. You honestly want to remind your clients that too. What honestly works is actually being consistent. You really want them to be consistent in their home care and consistent in their treatments, and honestly set realistic expectations. And you should be tracking their progress to help them. So really, when I left this training, it really made me think, instead of adding more and thinking, what can I add to my treatment? What more do I need to my treatment? It really got me thinking, how can I really refine what I already have to make sure that I'm giving better results, better education, and better treatments? From there, I'm trying to think, how can I actively apply it in my treatment room? And it really helped me in so many different areas. One of the first areas that I took a more serious approach to has to be my consultations. I am taking more time to look at the skin conditions that they are presenting. I'm going slower and taking more time for the barrier. And when I'm struggling with issues, I'm really focusing on that barrier and giving a reset. Because barrier first, we're never gonna make progress if we're compromising the barrier. I think the second thing that I'm focusing on more is their home care. I'm really focusing on simplifying or being very direct with what I'm putting in and really seeing if they need that product, if it makes the routine overcomplicated, if I have some of those ingredients in other products, or if I could swap things out to make it a little bit more simple and more effective. I really want to listen to what clients say, and so the biggest thing for me is going low and slow and focusing on consistency rather than being aggressive or kind of overselling treatments or overselling products. I've honestly also looked into my treatments a little bit more. I want to focus more on barrier repair if I have that option for the client, if that is the main issue that we're presenting with. If I'm seeing that we're focusing on other issues, but I'm noticing that as being another issue that I'm noticing, I want to really focus on that more than I've been focusing on it. And I want to simplify it for my clients. That way they can be consistent and so they can have a happy, healthier barrier, because that chronic inflammation is really what I'm trying to focus on, not just the subtle effects of inflammation, but that long-term inflammation that really does no good for anyone. I mean, and obviously the last thing that I really looked into for myself was going to be client education. I want to take a more front-forward approach. I want to talk more about inflammation and barrier support, and also why I'm using what I'm using. I want to talk about how it's a multitasker, how you can use that lytic gel cleanser not just for your face, but also as an amazing scalp detoxification shampoo, whether you have psoriasis or atopic dermatitis or perioral dermatitis. This is really going to be a game changer for you, and I just want to educate my clients more and get them to understand why I'm picking what I'm picking. I think it's because they say it best, like an educated client gets better results. They actually want to use what you're recommending because they know what it's going to do and they see the change that it's making in their skin. I really just want to end it by saying, is this something that I think you should invest in? And honestly, if you don't have Epionce in your clinic, I really don't just encourage you to look into them, but I also encourage you to look into the brands that you do have. Education is one of the biggest things that you can make an investment in for yourself and for your clients. I think if you're an esthetician that's serious about growing, not just growing your social media, but growing your skill, growing your clients, growing your product knowledge, and really just working to build your clients' trust, trainings like this matter. I think going to one of these trainings really helps you connect with your client, connect with the brand, leave feeling refreshed and invigorated, and also helps you connect with other estheticians that are using it and get great tips for your treatment room. And I really think that alone is worth it to grow in your practice. For me, I think this training wasn't just about adding something. It was really about getting better, being able to utilize it better, maximize what I already have, and really just get more education and more attachment to the brand. And I think it did just that for me. Okay, if you're an esthetician and you want more content like this, more growth tips, more treatment room tips, what's actually working in my treatment room, go ahead and make sure that you like and subscribe. It helps me grow. And if you've ever been to a training like this or a training that you've absolutely loved, let me know about it. I want to hear from you in the comments, and I'll see you guys next week.